my dear folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today we're talking about a issue that is totally different than from whatever we've been busy doing for the last 2-3 weeks. Now we're in a digital time. Of course, we are kind of hailing about it, so it is good. It is by no means, by every means, it is good. However, things are always like sometime you're wearing a double-edged sword. It has the positive side, it has the negative side. Speaking of our digital time, of course, everything is simplified, and you're kind of like on your thumbs, living on your thumb. That's it, right? As long as you have one, at least one will do. So. On the other hand, you're talking about you're exposing yourself, especially our kids, to over excessive loud of sound, of vibrations that will affect their hearing abilities. So it is not something just starting already. It has been a symptom for a long time that our professionals have come to the attention, have come to the point that they are calling for our awareness, your awareness, everybody's awareness about the problems that we're exposing to, especially our kids. Joining me today is Mr. Jose Avila. He's a hearing aid specialist of high health, what is called high health renovation,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Renovation organization, which is specialized in the field of hearing aid study and the hearing loss study, and of course with a program that help you. So to Jose, thank you very much. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Yes.
Good. Prior to that, I did some research and I found some literature about the hearing problems. And before I go with my questions one by one, could I invite you to give us a little bit about yourself and also the organizations that you were with, and also the organization that you are in a collaboration with.
Great.
Please.
All right, well, my name is Jose Avila. I'm a hearing aid dispenser, licensed in California. I've been in the business for 11 years. I've been licensed to fit hearing aids for 11 years. I currently work with in different locations here in Southern California for a company called High Health Innovations. We have offices out through Alhambra, Ontario, Riverside, throughout Southern California. And what we do is we test hearing, we fit people for hearing aids, and we go from there.
I see, I see. So in collaboration with the High Health in Renovation, there's another organization on the list that I see popping up, the Hearing Loss Association of America.
Yes.
Is it nationwide?
That is nationwide. It's a group of audiologists and hearing aid dispensers that go out and we talk about hearing loss prevention and hearing loss awareness. Because with hearing loss, it's the third biggest chronic health issue in the United States.
Yeah. So of course. Well, when you say like what I said in the lead line about the problem, people do not get surprised. Oh yeah, there's a problem. There's a problem, like that kind, right? So they recognize it, but to understand it, to recognize it and understand it to the full extent, though, that's totally a different issue.
Right.
That calls for lots of work, right? Lots
Yes.
of extra work. To give us an overall description, how many people, how big is the population that are exposed, please? To what extent?
Right now, there's about 1.1 billion people that have
1.1
that are exposed to it.
Billion
with a B.
Billion with a B.
Right. There's a lot of
Right,
people.
that's a lot of people.
But most people, when they come in, or most people who have a hearing loss already, that's people who are exposed. But people who already have a hearing loss, about 15 to 20% of those people are actually wearing the hearing help that they need. So
already.
Yeah, they need to. It takes generally about 7 to 10 years for a person to come in to get tested for their hearing. Because it's such a slow process.
And also, I noticed on the homework that I came across this morning saying that it always takes about 7-something years of hesitation
Yes.
before they
Oh,
finally come
right.
to somebody like you. Hey,
Yeah.
Jose, give me something on the year. I need some aid, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. By the time people come in, it's because it's not like a toothache. When you have something that it hurts right now, oh, take care of it right now. People generally tend to wait and wait and wait to the point where you need the hearing help by then. So it's always good to get it tested early.
In other words, it's so chronic that you do not notice any change
Right.
for a certain moment.
Yes.
Yet in the long run, damages are made.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Is the damage reversible?
No. Once the damage is done, it's done. There's no way for you to because they're damaged nerves that are inside of the ear, inside of the cochlea. So when that happens, you can't physically make that better. You know?
So there's none.
No.
How about medically?
No medical. You can't. There's nothing like that. The only way to help with the hearing loss is to try to prevent it. And then, but once you have a hearing loss, you help it with hearing aids.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I do understand your position from a specialist point of view, though.
Yes. I'm
You're
sorry, I'm
talking
sweating a little
about.
bit.
Yeah, it's okay. We're talking about we're human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about that. With the problem, we first should recognize it is reversible or it is irreversible.
Yeah, it's irreversible, right?
And when something is irrevocably done, you really have to look for either a cure medically
Right.
or a cure physically, and there's confirmed to be none.
Right now, no. Yes.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So in other words, you can't fix it.
No, you can't fix it, but you have to take care of yourself, limit yourself.
Sure. And then to help yourself, to aid yourself,
Yes.
you need the aid. That's why it's called aid.
That's right. A hearing
That's why
aid.
It's called
Yeah.
aid, right?
It's
Okay.
not new ears because a lot of times
Yeah.
people come in and they expect, well, you have to
Okay.
get new ears. You know,
I
you
see,
have
I
to
see.
hear perfect.
All right, very good. And you know what? I like my job. Why I like my job? It's like a classroom
Mm.
because I, on a day-to-day basis, have the opportunity I call privilege to touch anything
Right.
that I never thought that I would be exposed to. Right?
Nice, yes.
Negative or positive.
Yes.
Like this one, when I was doing my homework, both last night and this morning, I hear some kind of some data, some physical data about the decibels.
Yes.
You know, decibel, right?
Right.
They say the one I have here, saying that unsafe levels of sound can be exposure to excess of 85 decibels
Right.
of a high of 8 hours or 100 decibels for just 15 minutes. So just how big is 85 and how big is 100?
Okay, like it's big enough to where it's very common because you have general conversation is anywhere from 40 to about 60 decibels.
Like what we're doing now.
Right.
Okay.
Right. 80
Or I do
decibels.
a hello like that.
That's-
That's
yeah.
probably 60.
Yeah,
All
60,
right.
65.
If I
around
do
there.
hello, good morning, that could be 40.
40, 50, yeah.
I see, 40,
Whispering is about 30 decibels.
Like say, like that kind of, eh?
Yes.
Okay. But 85, how big is 85 for you?
You know, when you have you wear, music players, iPods, certain music players, they can pump out anywhere from 85 to 100 decibels when you're at full blast. So when you're working out and you're doing a lot of that sort of thing, you're going to be exposing your ears to a lot of noise, and that's why there's so many people that have exposure to that.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
And I came to across some kind of description about the level of 85. Correct me if wrong. I want to bring the attention to my audience.
Yes.
That just how bad an environment that you are exposing yourself to, right?
Yes.
So it says here, 85 is almost equivalent to be whatever is inside of a subway train.
Right.
Oh
Oh, yeah, and constant,
like that.
yes.
Like that for 8 hours. Okay, that's quite some damage.
Oh yeah, if you think about it, if a person works in a warehouse or if they work in a noisy environment, they're there for 8 to 12 hours. So daily.
Right.
That's why they make you put earplugs now. But some people do and some people don't. And that's when it really affects
You're
them.
a textile workshop.
Yeah.
With the loops.
Yeah, and you have your
all
sewing
the
machines,
time,
all,
well,
oh yeah, it's
And
bad.
printing shop, stuff like that, right? So
Constant noise,
yeah,
that's 85, that's
yeah,
really
lucky I'm doing a job. The only noise is myself. I'm the only one making the noise.
Right.
Lucky me, right? And there is even worse status. Say people expose themselves to 100 decibels.
Yes.
Even worse.
Yeah,
And
because
then how big is 100?
100 would be like if you had your phone at the top volume. You know, when you go, a lot of people when they work out, they like to put their music really loud. So that's when it really affects the person, because if you do that for so long, it doesn't affect you now, but later on in life, it will catch up to you, and especially if you do that on a daily basis, which a lot of people nowadays do, because most people now have their cell phones. So they have their earbuds, which are the worst for hearing loss. Earbuds or the fancy headphones.
Yeah,
That's what all those people that get affected.
I see. And again, on my homework, it says about at 100 decibels, you're talking about, I don't know if I described that right, which is the air pressure, the drills.
Oh yeah, the jackhammers,
Like
that sort of thing.
Jackhammers,
Yeah.
air pressure jackhammers,
Yes.
like in the drilling devices.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
loud.
Oh, yeah, it's loud.
That's loud.
Jet airplanes, you know, just loud noises and continuous loud noises is what really affects it, because you can have a loud sound to happen, like a gunshot. You can have a gunshot if you're at a shooting range, that's loud at that moment. But if you have that for a long period of time throughout the day, that's when it really affects the person.
That's only a few seconds, or maybe
Like a second, yeah.
just a nanosecond, right?
Right.
But suppose if you were exposed to the battlefield for 2 hours with gunshots like that.
Right. Oh, you're going to have a
and
hearing
bombshells.
loss. Yeah.
That's why you're affected so much, right? So now, my dear audience, today we're touching a very solid issue that has been so far ignored or been aware of not to full extent. That is the hearing loss. We're talking about the general hearing loss as opposed to the digital age, when you have a cell phone or music device or your iPad or whatever thing that you, well, those gadgets.
Right.
However, like wearing a double-edged sword, you will see the negative sides. Today, at my invitation, Mr. Jose Avila is here to shed his light on this issue. By bringing this, number one, we should be aware of the problem that we are facing, right? And number two, there are helps available, right?
Yes.
And number three, there are ways to apply to help and to do, and of course, advices, so on and so forth. Let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out how about our kids. Our kids are in particular. Take my son, for example, I will probably after this show talk to him when I get home, right? So, okay, I hope you do the same thing. All right, bear with us. We'll be right back, please.